Have you ever wondered what would happen if an airplane engine failed mid-flight? Imagine this scene. You're at 30,000 feet, enjoying the views or maybe watching a movie, when suddenly you hear the sound of the PA system. It's the pilot, calm yet serious, announcing that one of the engines has failed. In that moment, your heart races, the murmur of the passengers turns into a tense silence, and one inevitable question fills your mind: am I in danger? The truth is, for most people, flying can stir a mix of fascination and anxiety. And while we know that airplanes are incredibly safe, the idea of an emergency in the air brings out our deepest fears. But how prepared is an airplane and its crew to handle such a situation? Is it possible for an airplane to continue flying safely even after an engine failure? In this video, we will demystify what truly happens in extreme scenarios like this. We'll show you how technological advancements, the robust design of aircraft, and the rigorous training of crews ensure that passenger safety is always the top priority. Through real-life examples, such as the famous miracle on the Hudson, we will help you understand why even the most dramatic emergencies have solutions that may surprise you. Throughout this journey, you'll discover that airplanes are designed to handle the unexpected, and that beyond the initial fear, there's a network of protocols and preparation that protects every passenger. So, if you've ever been afraid to fly, this video might change your perspective and restore your confidence. Now that we've set the stage, get ready to dive into the secrets of air safety and discover how the skies are much safer than they may seem. When we talk about air travel, it is no exaggeration to say that it is the safest mode of transportation in the world. The statistics back up this claim. While car accidents are responsible for millions of deaths each year, aviation incidents are extraordinarily rare. In fact, the likelihood of being involved in an airplane accident is about 1 in 11 million. But how has this level of safety been achieved in an industry that operates under such challenging conditions? First, modern airplanes are designed with one fundamental principle: redundancy. This means that almost all critical systems have a backup. For example, airplanes have multiple engines, and most are designed to continue flying even if one fails completely. Additionally, electronic and mechanical systems are duplicated or tripled to ensure that there are always functional alternatives in case of technical failures. A notable example of this robustness is the case of Qantas Flight 32 in 2010. During this flight, an Airbus A380 experienced a catastrophic failure in one of its engines. Despite the severe damage, the crew was able to manage the situation thanks to the advanced design of the aircraft and the rigorous training of the pilots. The flight landed safely, demonstrating how modern aircraft are designed to handle the unexpected. Another key factor in air safety is the rigorous regulation of the industry. Commercial aircraft undergo exhaustive inspections and regular maintenance tests. Even before takeoff, each flight is monitored to ensure that all systems are in perfect working order. Furthermore, aircraft manufacturers subject their designs to extreme testing, simulating conditions that go beyond what they would normally face in the air. But it's not just technology that ensures safety. Crew training plays a crucial role. Every pilot and cabin crew member undergoes years of intensive training to handle emergency situations. In the next chapter, we will explore in detail how these protocols and training ensure that, even in the most critical moments, there is always a clear plan to protect passengers. While advanced technology is a key pillar of air safety, the true heart of operations during an emergency lies with the pilots. These individuals are not only experts in flying an airplane, they are trained to handle high-pressure situations, such as mechanical failures, with calm and precision. But how do they manage to be prepared for the unexpected? It all starts with intensive training in simulators. These devices recreate the interior of an airplane's cockpit and allow pilots to practice various emergency scenarios in a controlled environment. From engine failure to complete electrical system failures, simulators are designed to replicate the worst possible situations. This enables pilots to develop critical skills such as decision-making under pressure, effective communication with the crew, and precise aircraft control. When an emergency occurs, pilots follow predefined procedures known as checklists. These lists are designed to address any type of failure and ensure that necessary steps are followed logically and orderly. For example, if an engine fails, pilots start by identifying the issue, stabilizing the aircraft, and coordinating with air traffic control to decide whether they can continue the flight or need to land immediately. An extraordinary example of the effectiveness of these protocols occurred in 2009 with the famous miracle on the Hudson. When Flight 1549 lost both engines after striking a flock of birds, Captain Chesley, Sully, Sullenberger and his co-pilot, Jeffrey Skiles, used their training to make quick and precise decisions. In just a few minutes, they successfully landed the airplane safely in the Hudson River, saving the lives of everyone on board. In addition to technical training, pilots are also trained in emotional management. Staying calm in times of crisis is crucial not only for making effective decisions but also for conveying confidence to the crew and passengers. Studies have shown that passengers tend to remain calmer when they perceive that the pilots and crew are in control of the situation. In the next chapter, we will explore how modern technology complements the pilot's work by providing tools that not only enhance safety but also reduce workload during an emergency. We will see how airplanes are designed to think for themselves when necessary, helping pilots make the best possible decisions. The technology in modern airplanes is a true marvel of engineering. Every component is designed to ensure that, even in the worst scenarios, the aircraft can continue operating safely. How do they achieve this? Through redundancy systems, controlled gliding, and automated tools that assist pilots at all times. One of the most impressive aspects is redundancy. Every critical system in an airplane has at least one backup, and in some cases, 2 or even 3. This includes engines, hydraulic systems, and electronics. For example, if one engine fails, the airplane can continue flying with the other engine while the pilots decide the next step. In 4-engine planes like the Airbus A380, even the loss of 2 engines does not pose an immediate danger. Additionally, airplanes are designed to glide efficiently in the event of total propulsion failure. Often, passengers assume that an airplane without engines will simply fall, but this is not the case. Thanks to the wings, an airplane can descend in a controlled manner, covering large distances while looking for a safe place to land. A notable example is the case of British Airways Flight 9, which in 1982 temporarily lost all 4 engines due to volcanic ash. The pilots managed to control the glide, restart the engines, and land without incident. Another fundamental pillar of safety is automation. Computerized systems can detect failures before humans do, alerting pilots and suggesting solutions. For example, if an engine fails, the system will automatically adjust the power of the remaining engine and help maintain the balance of the aircraft. These systems do not replace pilots but are an invaluable tool that reduces workload during complex emergencies. Finally, real-time monitoring technology allows airplanes to constantly communicate with ground control centers. This means that, even before the plane lands, the ground teams are already aware of the problem and prepared to assist. In the next, we will turn toward the passenger experience. We will explore what it's like to go through an emergency from inside the cabin and how the crew is prepared to handle both the logistics and the emotions of those traveling on board. From the passenger's perspective, an in-flight emergency can be a terrifying and disorienting event. It often begins with an announcement from the pilot or a sudden change in the behavior of the crew. The seatbelt signs light up, the food service is interrupted, and the cabin, which moments ago was filled with laughter and conversations, falls into tense silence. But what really happens behind the scenes to ensure the safety and calm of the passengers? The cabin crew plays a crucial role in these situations. In addition to their well-known duties as attendants during the flight, every crew member is highly trained to handle emergencies. From fires to evacuations and first aid, their training includes a wide range of possible scenarios. In an emergency, their priority is to ensure that passengers follow instructions and remain as calm as possible. For example, during depressurization, flight attendants are trained to ensure that everyone uses the oxygen masks correctly before attending to their own needs. This is because at high altitudes, a lack of oxygen can cause unconsciousness within seconds. Their calmness and professionalism in these moments inspire confidence and prevent panic from spreading. Another key aspect is clear and direct communication. In emergencies, the pilots and crew inform passengers about what is happening, using language designed to reassure without hiding the seriousness of the situation. Phrases like, "We are experiencing a technical anomaly," are carefully chosen to convey that the issue is under control. But it's not just about words. The safety instructions given at the beginning of the flight, such as how to use a life jacket or identify the nearest exit, become crucial in these moments. That is why, although many passengers tend to ignore them, the crew always emphasizes their importance. In extreme situations, such as an emergency landing, organization is vital. The attendants coordinate the evacuation to ensure that everyone exits the plane quickly and safely. The protocols are designed to evacuate an entire aircraft in less than 90 seconds, even if there is fire or smoke. In the next chapter, we will explore real-life stories of emergencies and successful landings that highlight the preparedness of the crew and the design of the aircraft. These stories not only illustrate how these situations are managed, but also how each incident contributes to improving global air safety. When we think of aviation emergencies, tragic disaster images often come to mind. However, the reality is that cases where an emergency ends in a successful landing are much more common than one might think. There are countless examples in which the preparation of the pilots, crew, and the aircraft itself has made it possible for a dangerous situation to end without fatalities, or even with a heroic story. One of the most iconic examples is the already mentioned miracle on the Hudson, U.S. Airways Flight 1549, 2009. This flight took off from LaGuardia Airport in New York and, just a few minutes into the flight, collided with a flock of geese, causing both engines to fail. At that precise moment, the pilots began applying their training, using everything they had learned about controlling an aircraft without propulsion. Despite the challenges, the precise and effective communication with air traffic controllers and Captain Sullenberger's calm under pressure made an emergency landing on the Hudson River possible. This successful landing was possible thanks to the thorough preparation of the crew and the aircraft's ability to maintain controlled gliding, demonstrating the importance of standard procedures and system redundancy. Another fascinating case occurred in 1989 with United Airlines Flight 232. One of the aircraft's engines suffered a catastrophic failure, causing the loss of hydraulic control of the flight system. Despite being almost completely out of control, the pilots, with the help of the crew and ground engineers, managed to land the plane at Sioux City, Iowa. Although an accident occurred during the landing, the crew's quick response and use of the remaining available systems saved more than half of the passengers on board. While tragic in some respects, this incident was another testament to the crew's ability to handle extreme emergencies, making quick and crucial decisions that saved lives. British Airways Flight 388 in 2008 is another important example. In this case, the aircraft experienced an engine failure while flying at very high altitude. After receiving the failure alert, the crew immediately activated emergency procedures and stabilized the aircraft. Despite the disadvantage posed by the engine problem, the pilot was able to bring the plane back to the airport without any serious incidents. These types of emergencies are not isolated, and they show how rigorous training and advanced technology can turn a crisis into a safe landing. These examples are just a small sample of how, on every flight, the combination of technology, training, and emergency protocols forms an almost invisible but extremely effective safety net. In the next chapter, we will explore the importance of psychology in aviation and how calm in moments of crisis depends not only on the crew but also on the passengers. In moments of emergency, psychology plays a crucial role in the safety of a flight. While the crew is trained to remain calm, it doesn't solely depend on them to ensure everything goes smoothly. Passengers, just like pilots and flight attendants, also need to stay calm and follow instructions without panic. This is where the psychology of people comes into play and how the crew manages collective emotions during a crisis. One of the greatest challenges during an air emergency is preventing panic. People, by nature, tend to panic when faced with the unknown, and on an airplane, this feeling can be intensified by the lack of control. However, the crew is trained to identify signs of panic and manage the situation strategically. This can include maintaining communication with passengers, ensuring they are informed about what is happening, and using relaxation or distraction techniques to reduce anxiety. For instance, on flights where an emergency arises, flight attendants focus not only on the physical safety but also on the emotional health of passengers. Their ability to speak calmly, clearly, and confidently can make a big difference in the attitude of travelers. Additionally, the simple fact that the crew maintains an appearance of calmness, reliability, and competence helps reduce passengers' anxiety. If the crew members are calm and focused, passengers are more likely to follow instructions rationally and calmly. Psychology also plays a role in the pre-flight preparation. Safety demonstrations at the beginning of every flight, often seen as tedious, serve a fundamental purpose: preparing passengers for any eventuality. Although many passengers may consider them unnecessary, safety instructions become vital in a real emergency. Being familiar with evacuation procedures, exit locations, and how to use a life vest or oxygen mask can save lives. This pre-preparation reduces anxiety and allows passengers to maintain a more rational attitude if an emergency occurs. Next, we will take a look at the evolution of air safety. We will explore how lessons learned from past incidents have influenced current protocols and how the aviation industry continues to improve to ensure that each flight is safer than the last. The aviation industry has come a long way since its beginnings, and one of the greatest achievements in this journey has been the continuous improvement of air safety. Over the decades, accidents and emergencies have served as fundamental lessons for refining safety protocols, aircraft design, and crew training. Each incident, no matter how tragic, has led to significant changes that benefit all passengers flying today. One of the most notable advances is the introduction of increasingly sophisticated safety systems in aircraft. The first planes were simple and vulnerable, with a single power source and primitive control systems. Over time, redundancy has become the standard. Today, most airplanes are equipped with multiple backup systems to ensure that if one fails, another can take its place without compromising flight safety. This concept of redundant systems is essential for ensuring that aircraft can continue to operate safely even when one of their most critical components is not functioning as it should. Additionally, navigation and control technology has advanced significantly. Radar, air traffic control systems, and flight management technology have improved pilots' ability to operate the aircraft efficiently, even in extreme conditions. This includes automated systems that alert pilots to potential mechanical failures, dangerous weather conditions, or possible collisions with other aircraft. This technology, along with increasingly realistic flight simulators, has enabled pilots to train more effectively and precisely for emergency situations. But improvement hasn't only come in terms of technology. The safety culture within aviation has drastically changed. In the past, decisions in the cockpit were often made without smooth communication between pilots and flight attendants. But today, collaboration is key. Communication protocols, such as the CRM, Crew Resource Management System, have significantly improved crew cooperation, ensuring that everyone is informed and working together to face any emergency. It's also important to highlight how air safety has been impacted by past accidents. Every time a significant incident occurs, whether it's a mechanical failure, human error, or an infrastructure issue, thorough investigations are conducted to determine the causes and apply the lessons learned. A clear example of this is the post-crash investigation of American Airlines Flight 587 in 2001, which led to a comprehensive review of aircraft control procedures and pilot training for turbulence handling. The industry never stops innovating. New developments in aircraft materials, propulsion systems, and real-time monitoring technology are designed to make aircraft even safer and more reliable. Additionally, improvements in the psychology applied to both the crew and passengers continue to be part of the evolution, ensuring that the flight experience is as calm and safe as possible for everyone on board. Next, we will delve into predictions for the future of aviation. We will explore how emerging technologies, such as electric airplanes and passenger drones, could change the way we fly, and what implications this might have for air safety. The future of aviation promises technological advancements that will radically change the way we fly. Air safety, which has been an unquestionable priority in recent decades, is no exception. Current innovations and those in development could make flying safer, more efficient, and more sustainable than ever. From electric planes to artificial intelligence that could predict failures before they happen, the future of air travel is truly exciting. One of the most promising advancements is the development of electric planes. Although they are still in an experimental phase, electric planes could significantly reduce the possibility of mechanical failures by eliminating complex combustion engines. By relying on simpler and more efficient electric motors, it is expected that these types of aircraft will be more reliable and easier to maintain. These planes will not only bring safety benefits, but could also transform the sustainability of aviation by reducing carbon emissions. Companies like Alice, an electric aircraft developed by the Israeli company Aviation Aircraft, are showing that this kind of technology is not only possible, but closer than it seems. In addition, artificial intelligence, AI, is revolutionizing the way air operations are managed. Advanced AI systems could, for example, accurately predict mechanical failures before they occur by analyzing large amounts of real-time data from aircraft. These systems can identify patterns in the aircraft's behavior, allowing maintenance teams to perform preventive repairs, preventing potential emergencies. This would not only improve safety but also reduce operating costs, as emergency repairs and aircraft downtime would be minimized. On the other hand, advances in flight automation could make planes even safer. Autonomous aircraft, which do not require human intervention to fly, could be the next frontier in aviation. Although the idea of flying without a pilot in command raises certain concerns, advanced automation could also reduce the risk of human error, which is the cause of many air accidents. These autonomous flight systems, along with remote human oversight, could improve decision-making in emergency situations, making the response process faster and more efficient. Another promising development is the improvement of air traffic control systems. Future aircraft will be equipped with navigation systems that can communicate more efficiently with air traffic controllers, enabling a greater capacity to manage high-altitude flights and higher traffic density without compromising safety. Improvements in digital infrastructure will also allow aircraft to interact with each other, avoiding collision accidents and optimizing flight routes in real time. Finally, passenger drones, a technology that seems straight out of a science fiction movie, could be part of the solution in the near future. Advances in propulsion and stability of these devices could make them a viable option for urban or short-range flights. Although passenger drone technology is still in development and testing stages, companies like Volocopter are working to make this vision a reality. These smaller vehicles could not only offer a more agile transportation alternative, but also open new opportunities to improve safety, as the simpler systems of these drones could reduce the likelihood of serious failures. As aviation moves toward a more technological, faster, and greener future, it is safe to say that safety will remain the #1 priority. Innovations in design, systems, and technology will ensure that even with these advancements, flying will remain one of the safest modes of transportation in the world. Next, we will review what we have learned. We will reflect on the importance of emergencies in flights and how modern systems, training, and the continuous evolution of safety allow us to fly with peace of mind. After exploring the complexities of aviation emergencies, advancements in flight safety, and the promising future of aviation, it is important to take a step back and reflect on what it truly means to fly in the modern world. Today, air travel is safer than ever, thanks to decades of innovation, preparation, and the collaboration of thousands of professionals dedicated to passenger safety. While emergencies may sound terrifying, it is crucial to remember that aviation is one of the most regulated and monitored industries in the world. Every flight is supported by a safety system that has been tested and refined over time. From the exhaustive training pilots and crew undergo to the rigorous maintenance inspections and real-time emergency protocols, the goal is clear: to ensure that every passenger arrives at their destination safely. In recent years, technology has further transformed air safety, and predictions for the future show that this trend of improvement will continue. With the arrival of electric planes, automated systems, artificial intelligence, and advances in collaboration between humans and machines, the coming years may usher in a new era of even safer and more efficient flights. Today's passengers are much more informed and prepared, thanks to innovations that enable aircraft and crew to respond quickly and effectively to any eventuality. Despite everything we've learned, it remains important for us as passengers to mentally prepare for any situation. Knowing the safety procedures, staying calm, and trusting the experts on board are actions we can always take to contribute to our own safety. The peace of mind that comes from knowing the aviation industry is constantly working to improve and adapt its safety systems allows us to approach each flight with greater confidence. Flying today, the level of preparation and safety protocols implemented at every phase of the flight provide invaluable peace of mind. Stories of emergencies and rapid response protocols are an integral part of what makes flying so safe. And while we can never predict the future with 100% certainty, what we do know is that aviation authorities and airlines are committed to continuing to provide safe travel for all. As we conclude this journey through the world of air safety, we have come to understand that aviation is an industry that leaves nothing to chance. Every safety protocol, every technological innovation, and every training program are key pieces that ensure each flight operates safely. While aviation accidents are extremely rare events, the reason flying remains so safe is due to a meticulous focus on preparation, prevention, and emergency response. From the lessons learned from past tragedies to current advancements in safety technology, every aspect of aviation is designed to keep passengers protected. The backup systems in aircraft, the automation of flight processes, and the ongoing development of new technologies are just some of the measures that keep safety standards high. The next generation of aircraft promises to be not only more eco-friendly and efficient but also safer, thanks to innovations such as electric planes, artificial intelligence, and improvements in crew training techniques. While emergencies may be frightening, it is important to remember that the aviation industry remains one of the safest in the world. Every flight is the result of a safety system that has been tested, perfected, and constantly adapted over the years. Therefore, when you board your next flight, You can do so with the confidence of knowing that not only has great effort gone into ensuring your safety, but the technology and experience behind every flight continue to evolve to ensure we keep flying with peace of mind. Thank you for joining us on this journey. May your future flights always be safe and serene.